Hi YouTube, welcome again to Roxonnia Speaks, and today I'll be just going through a few Q&As. I've gotten some questions from persons regarding cancer based on the videos that I have done regarding my mommy, and so we'll just be going through a couple of them tonight. And my disclaimer is I am not an expert, I'm not a doctor. All I'm speaking from is just my experience with my mother and what we would have read or what we were told from the experts. Yeah, so that is it. So one of the first questions asked, what do you think caused her breast cancer? Now, I don't think anybody really know how we get breast cancers. It is something that just happens. A lot of people, tend to think that it could be something from the environment, it could be from the food, it could be genetics. But prior to my mom having the breast cancer, nobody else from our family um, has been diagnosed. So I am not sure where it came from. Um, Another question: is the food we eat the number one culprit for breast cancer, and what was your mom's eating habits? Um, Based on the whole chemistry of foods, I would say that the food could contribute to it because using the chemicals and so forth, and probably eating the toxins or consuming it over a period of time could probably harm the body, but there is no definitive answer as it relates to food causing cancers. Um, and what was your mom's eating habit? My mother wasn't a junk food kind of eater. She actually, as I said, she eat pretty okay. I mean, she had hypertension, so she still had to watch what she eat. So it's not somebody who was eating too much fatty food, sugary food, or junk food. She was just eating like a normal healthy person would eat. So I cannot say that that's the case. Um, some Another question: how often should I check for breast cancer? Have you done your checks? Yes, I've done my checks, and I would say you should check for breast cancer every day. Do your self examination, and if you are that age, to do your mammogram or your breast ultrasound, then you should go every year. You should check every year um, to ensure that nothing is developing, because sometimes you check probably last year and by this year there's something there, so you always have to do your self-examination is key. But if someone in your family or you're at the age, I think they say at the age of 40, you should be doing your yearly mammogram. um, can I still breastfeed? I'm not sure. My mother, well, none of us were in that position, but based on what I've read, I think you can breastfeed. Um, I don't think if you're taking the chemo you can, so it's either before or after the chemo. But I am not certain of that answer, really. Looking at some other questions. Um, who is the most susceptible to being diagnosed with cancer? Based on studies, it's saying between the ages of 25 to 59. But sometimes kids get all different type of cancer. But I think breast cancer is mostly between 25 to 59. Oh, for the question that somebody asked about how often you should do your test, you can get your test done at any public hospital or privately done, or at the Jamaica Cancer Society. The rates are usually $4,000, I think, in the hospitals, and it can go 10,000 or more at the private hospitals. And of course, if you have insurance, it will cover some of that. And while I'm on the while I'm discussing fees, I should also say to get the genetic test done, because remember, my mother has it and my sister was recently diagnosed with it, and that is a story for sometime in the future. Right now it's very early, and information that I would share with you, I would need some more time before I'm able to discuss what is happening with her. But um, for me to do a BRCA1 or a BRCA2 test, that's a gene test to find out if it's hereditary. If it's in the gene, it's about 3,500 US, and I think that would include the shipment, because what we do here in Jamaica is when you do the test, they have to send it off to America, and then we'll get back the results. So that in itself is 3,500 US. All right. What are the other questions? What are the preventative measures? What are the preventative measures? Well, I don't know if you can truly prevent it, but you can reduce your risk, or lower your chances. So if you check early, your lifestyle, your eating habits, environment, that sort of thing. Smoking, if you're smoking, definitely that's not good for you. I just think being healthy overall, I notice doctors always say just eat a balanced diet and exercise, drink plenty of water, and I think it spans across all the different type of sicknesses. So that's as much as we can do to try and lower our risk. I don't think we're able to prevent it, but lowering the risk, eating the right foods, exercising, drinking water, I think that is as much as we can do. And to, of course, do our checks. Based on statistics, in 2009 it says 1 in every 21 women will be diagnosed with cancer. Can you believe it? And the data is also showing that persons are finding out when it's late. Right? Late meaning probably at a stage 4. So that indicates that not many persons are doing their checks, their self-checks, or going to one of these institutions to get their mammograms done. So they're finding it out when it is too late, or people are scared. But I can understand being scared. But it's best you know now and try to deal with it than to know later on. And I must also emphasize the need to ensure that you have funds available, because not only for the treatment but for life in general. So the last question that I'm gonna touch on is, how can we help women suffering from breast cancer? And I would say how we can help them is by supporting them, helping them to build up a positive mindset, because the mind is what actually pretty much runs the body, right? And if you think positive thoughts, then positive things will flow. So I would say join a support group. Support groups right now, they're online, they're at different places, they're at churches, they're everywhere. So join a support group where you can hear from persons who are in similar position as family members, yes, our friends, you can always encourage, always try to keep them upbeat. But hearing from somebody else who would have experienced something similar to you, work wonders. So listening to their stories, their success stories, will kind of boost you mentally. Right. And if it is that you need, I was listening to another program and somebody was saying sometimes they have to kind of shut down, because you have persons who are calling, wanting updates, and not all the time you want to really talk about that, and then naturally the person will go into a state of maybe depression. Maybe depression is a strong word, but start to think about what ifs. But I just want to remind you that everybody build up their biology is different and will handle things differently. I recently got a perspective of it. Somebody was saying when somebody is pregnant and is giving birth, everybody have different kind of issues. Some people go in quickly and have the baby come out, they feel no pain. Other persons may have a lot of pain. Some persons may, there are different feelings altogether. Some persons may get different symptoms. Some persons may vomit, some persons may not vomit, some persons may spit, some persons complexion might change, some persons hair might grow. So saying all of that is that the body is so different. So what happened to somebody else may not necessarily happen to you. But the mind is powerful and we ought to keep our minds sharp. So we have to just encourage the family member, remind them of their purpose in life, and remind them that you love them, and it's something that is constant. So not just today and then you don't talk to the person until another month or so go to check up, but constantly keeping in touch, reminding them that they are important. So that is all I would say you would encourage someone dealing with that situation. Just be there for them in any way that you can. So if you can't be there physically, monetary, you probably can send some cash to help out, maybe to buy food or to take care of medication. Send a text message, send a voice note, do a little call, send a card, in whichever way that you can assist the person, but let them know that they are loved. So that's it for me today. Q&As, very short. And guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time on Roxonnia Speaks. Bye.